Hey guys, it's Robin, RsIslandCrafts. This is Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, December 19th, 2017. Christmas is right around the corner. Is everybody ready? As you can see, I have finished Robbie's bumblebee socks, so since their hoodies weren't guaranteed to them until after Christmas, I am pretty well done. I think at this point my time is my own. But here's how his socks turned out. I think they came out pretty cool. This is all. I had like a little ball about this big of yarn left, probably just enough to do a miter square, maybe. So I just got a little itty bit left for him to use in my blanket. So I went ahead and I made his cuff with a plain black yarn. I was gonna do his toe straight black so that his leg could be a little bit longer. But while he'll take whatever socks I get, he's not always happy when the toe is a contrasting color from the rest of the sock. But the problem is his feet are so big, it takes more than one skein to make socks for him. So he's going to have short socks. When your foot is this long, I think he wears a size 14, so it's probably about 14 inches long, that, yeah, you don't get much leg. But these are off the needles. So he got one pair of socks early for Christmas, and then he'll have two under the tree. So he's in good shape. I'm going to insert a video right about here. I'd also finished the twin boys elf hats. My daughter took them to work today to give them to the mama for the boys, so you're going to get a video. So these are the twins hats. I'm having a hard time getting the actual green to show up. It's like a grass green, but it's just showing up so much brighter in the camera. But they're elf hats. These guys are about 10 months old, but they only have a 16.5-inch head, which I think it's a little small for someone that old. But then they're twins, so twins tend to be a little smaller. I went ahead and I made the long elf hat, so it has a long tail. And I did a really light pom-pom, and I secured it really, really well. If anyone needs to know how I make my pom-poms, let me know and I'll put up a video of them. But just to make sure that the kids, because I hate when pom-poms, when they pull on them and the strings come out. So I went ahead and I tied those really, really tight, so hopefully they'll be okay. But I don't really think the mom, she's a really good, keep an eye on the kids, don't let them eat strange things, so they should be alright. The only problem I have is you can see like all my decreases. The way this hat had you do decreases, and because it's like in the middle of the hat like this, it's really noticeable. I think once the kids put them on their head and they get hanging, it's not going to be as noticeable. Plus, you know, 1-year-olds are still moving around and shaking their heads a lot. I don't think they'll be noticeable. I did, like I said, I did the brims, the cuffs, 2 different colors, one for each boy. But I'm kind of disappointed now because I made this hat first, and then I saw someone else had the same idea, so I followed suit. But now I think I wish I'd have had both red. But it's okay. There's going to be plenty of times to make more hats for these boys, because at 10 months old, they're going to grow out of these hats pretty quick. Now there's another young lady who had a boy. Oh, she's back to work for a few weeks now, so maybe he's 3 or 4 months old, I'm not sure. And he's gotten gifts, burp cloths, and quilts for me also. And since they all work together, I couldn't give the twins hats because Gia will get the hats at work. I didn't want Olivia not to have a hat. So I went into my hat bin and I found this crocheted Santa hat. It's probably, I usually make my hats 3 to 6 months old, so even if it's a little big for him, it'll be okay. But I can't crochet anymore, so this is a one-time deal. This is why the boys, one of the reasons why the boys didn't get hats like these. Plus, I wanted to make sure that their hats were going to last them more than just through Christmas. With the amount of stretch that's in these hats, they should be able to wear them even into next winter for a little bit. But my daughter's on her way over to pick up these hats, so I just want to make sure I got these into the video real quick. Back to you, Robin. I also made this little Pepsi bag. I recently had an order over the weekend for one of these bags, but after I'd already made halfway through making the bag, the customer decided that this wasn't what she wanted, so that's fine. I really like red, white, and blue, and I wanted to make one of these for myself anyway, so I went ahead and just finished it out and kept it for myself. I think these end up being about 8 or 9 inches tall and 7 or 8 inches wide. I put snaps in mine, in this version, to instead of a zipper, because a lot of times everything gets caught up in the zipper. I did go a little crazy and put 5 snaps in, but nothing will fall out. So one of the things I was working on this week is yesterday hubby and I we both had to go to 2 different pharmacies. I had to do some paperwork at a doctor's office. He had to make a doctor's visit to get a refill on a prescription. So we had a lot of sitting time. So I worked on hexies. Did I say we sat for a while? Yeah, well, we had a lot of sitting time. Now, of course, all of it wasn't able to play with the hexies, but I think overall, we ended up leaving the house and being gone for about 4 or 5 hours. So, I just went ahead and basted a bunch of hexies. I'm going to be turning them into red and blue flower hexies, and then eventually I'm going to border the path will be a white. So anyone who follows my YouTube videos knows that this is one of our Sew With Me projects that we're doing hexies. So everyone's everyone's homework this week was to pick out their fabric and start basting their hexies, so that on Friday I can show everyone how I turn them into a flower. So of course I had to do my homework. I think I did pretty good. And I like the fact that it goes into a red, white, and blue bag. I have plenty of fabric cut out to make plenty of flowers. I like to keep my hexies in a metal tin. This bag works really great because I can set it on the table or on the floor, and as I make a hexie, it's easy to just toss them in there. So this size, it's really good just to not be organized. The only other thing I have been working on this week is I've been taking my morning times, listening to an audiobook, and working on my blanket. So I believe I've added 25 squares. Or I should say I'm either working on number 25 or number 26 right now. I haven't had time yesterday morning or this morning to work on a square, so I've just been kind of getting a little bit done here and there, but it's coming along nicely. It's getting close to being squared off. Well, as close as you can get. It's probably going to need about 40 or 50 more squares actually just to finish off this one section and get it squared off. So I want to try to get at least a square done a day, and so if I work on it enough now, by the time it gets too warm, because this is wool yarn, and as it is now, it's a little warm sitting in my lap because I believe our temperatures today are probably going to be about 83 or 84. So having this sitting, you have to have all of this sitting in your lap while you're knitting on the square, so it does get quite warm. So I need to get as much as I need to get as much as I can done now, so that when the summertime comes and it gets put away again, I'll have a significant amount done. So I think that's about all I've really been working on this week. Just a little putzing around here and a little there, nothing really overly abundant, which is fine because sometimes a little bit on everything gives you great progress. This week coming up, it's still going to be more of this. I'm not casting on any more socks until I get a couple more projects off the needles. Definitely going to be doing more of the hexies. And this is my December project. Just a whole bunch of half square triangles. I made this several years ago, so this needs to get turned into a little wall hanging or a doll quilt or something like that. This is my last project for the Year of UFOs in the Quilting Around the World group, which is really great because I'm really surprised I've managed to do at least one project a month. Some months, like, okay, what was it, last month and the month before, I did several stockings. While they're little projects, they still add up, and they're UFOs, and they're now out of my UFO bin. So this has been a really great year. I hope we're doing it again next year because it's a good motivator. So once you get past like the first 5 or 6 months, you feel like you have to finish it up. I've already done 6 months. I gotta do the last 6. Though, in the beginning, when we first started doing it in the forum, the pages, there'd be like 12 or 15 pages of projects and people talk and everything. Here we are as of the 19th of December, and there's not even 2 full pages of conversation and projects in December. It gets harder as it gets later in the year. People lose momentum. People don't want to be working on it. They just run out of time. And definitely during Christmas time, everyone gets kind of busy. Hope everyone has an amazing Christmas spent with family and friends. And if you don't do Christmas, I hope you still have a wonderful week. Spend your time with some friends and family. Eating good food. Maybe going to the movies. Our kids tend to be very busy at Christmas time between working and everything else, so I think we're going over for a Christmas brunch. I'm going to make some homemade cinnamon rolls, and we're just going to hang out with them for a couple hours while they open their presents. I really don't mind. I've been used to the kids. They've been pretty busy the last few Christmases and all, and plus they're in their own house this year. I kind of want them to enjoy themselves, and they all have parties and stuff like that, so they're fine. So, Merry Christmas to everyone, and we will see you next Tuesday. Bye!